Okay, so you're a one-handed bowler that's looking to improve your approach or improve your game in some ways. I've talked about two-handed bowling and I broke that down. I'll link that below for you two-handers. Today I'm gonna break things down on the approach for one-handed bowling and how making some tweaks can maybe help to change your game and improve your average, and that's all coming up next. So we know with bowling that there are many different ways to bowl. There's many different styles out there. And today we're going to talk about one-handed bowling and kind of breaking down that approach. Everybody's different. So one-handers and two-handers can either be a 4-step approach or a 5-step approach. Those are the typical ones that you see. Sometimes you see a little less or a little bit more, but typically that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm just going to break down the 4-step approach. So 4-step and 5-step are the same. The only difference, so if you're a right-handed bowler, your left foot will move a little bit on that first step, and then you're going to go into the same approach that a 4-step approach person would have, okay? One of the most important things to think about is you're an athlete. We're not just walking up to the line and launching the ball. We're going through athletic steps and doing them the same way every time to have the most consistent result. You're going to be holding the ball pretty much equally between two hands and kind of at your belly area. If you can see here, that's where you're going to start. And when you start with that front step, we're not going to raise the ball up above where we start. We're going to push it down into the swing. If somebody were to look at you from behind, they shouldn't see the ball. We're not going to be all the way out here or anywhere like that. You want it at your belly area and kind of moving here so you're getting into a straight swing. You don't want to have it really low and really crouched down. You can kind of have your knees bent a little bit in that athletic pose, kind of ready to go. Okay, so 4-step approach. If you're a right-handed bowler, and just do the mirror image, guys, if you're a left-handed bowler, you're going to move your right foot, your ball side hand, ball side foot is going to move first. And in that front step, you're going to do what we call a crossover step. It's almost like looking like you're walking on a tightrope, right? You're keeping one foot in front of the other. You're not just walking, you're not just picking up your foot. You're kind of sliding it in front of your left foot. And as you're doing so, the ball is moving. We don't want the ball to raise above the spot that we're starting in. The second step, your left foot is moving and you're keeping your tempo up. Tempo is really important in bowling. Some people have a little quicker tempo, some people have a little slower tempo, but as we are using our legs for power, guys, our power is not coming from the upper body. You don't need to muscle it. That's when we end up pulling the ball across our body. It ends up going towards the left or the right or other places that we don't want it to go. You want to be using your legs throughout your approach, okay? We don't want to be popping up and just walking. As your ball is moving, it should be near your ball side leg at the completion of step 2. So it's kind of going down and it's starting to get towards the backswing. And as you're moving through step 3, which is your power step, the step right before the slide, that's the power step. That's when our knees come together. That's when we should be kind of low on the approach. And at the completion of step 3, the ball should be at the top of your backswing. Now, I don't have a very big backswing. Some people have a really big backswing and they're kind of getting lower here. Some people have a shorter backswing depending on how your body is made up and things like that, your strength. As you're completing step 3, the ball should be at the top of your backswing. And as we're going into our slide or plant step, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, your ball is coming down. The momentum, the gravity of the ball is taking hold. It's not our upper body muscling it, right? We don't want to do that. We want to let the ball take the gravity and go with it as you're sliding to the line or as you're planting, preferably sliding to the line and using that momentum. And the ball should be near your slide foot ankle at the completion of your release. So for a right-handed bowler, guys, the foot that you are landing on or sliding on is your left foot. I see a lot of female bowlers in the high school, middle school area of age that are sliding or planting on the wrong foot, guys. That is going to be a recipe for really nailing your ankle and really hurting it. Of course, that can happen with either of your ankles because you want to get closer to that ankle at your release or as you're sliding to the release. But make sure that you are sliding or planting as a right-handed bowler on your left foot. If you're not, I really recommend correcting that. That's going to help you with power, with accuracy, with speed of the ball, with your average. All of those things will increase. And I wanted to just show you a few examples of the pro bowlers on the women's tour who have really, really great examples, of course, of their approaches. So you can kind of see here, here's an example of Stephanie Johnson. She's a nice 4-step approach. Maria Jose Rodriguez is here. Verity Crawley, she is one that a lot of the announcers talk about, her textbook approach. So pay attention to what she does. Jordan Richard, you can see here she has a 5-step approach. There's different ways to approach bowling as long as you're having good results. There's always something that I think everybody can keep working on in their game. That's why the pros have coaches, and everybody can benefit from coaching and from analyzing their own game, maybe having a friend take some video or a coach taking some video of you, because the video doesn't lie, guys, and that's going to help you to understand ways that you can improve and maybe make some tweaks to your game to improve your average. So that's what I have for you guys today. I really hope this has been helpful. If it was, I'd love to hear from you. Put a comment, put a question in the comments, and if you got something from this video, as always, feel free to like the video. I always appreciate that. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe so you don't miss bowling tips and tricks and coaching things that I talk about in bowling. Feel free to hit the bell icon so you don't miss videos that I drop in the future. And we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.